So now we are on chapter 4. That is page 43. And the title of this one is Tragedy in the Graveyard. So we've got something probably creepy that's about to happen. Tragedy in the graveyard. So that means something bad has happened in the graveyard. What is a graveyard, you guys? So that is where when somebody dies, we bury them under the ground, right? And we bury them in a cemetery or a graveyard, all right? So something bad happens in a graveyard, all right? So Tom just broke up with Becky, kind of. So remember that. Tom ran through the back roads until he was far away from the dreaded schoolyard. He sat for a long time by the side of the road with his elbows on his knees and his chin in his hands. He's so sad. It seemed to him that life was nothing but pain and trouble. He had only meant the best for Becky Thatcher. What had he done that was so terrible? Nothing. She had treated him like a dog. Oh, she would be sorry someday, maybe when it was too late. Tom's mind wandered to thoughts of death. He could almost see it all now. They would carry his poor body into the church, and Becky and Aunt Polly would cry and cry. They would say all sorts of things about what a brave, wonderful boy he had been all along. Tom was awakened from his fantasy by his old friend, Huckleberry Finn. Okay, we've already written him down, okay? The boys were overjoyed to see each other and began to play a lively game of Robin Hood. Robin Hood is a character from another story. If you want to learn more about Robin Hood, you can Google it. When Tom realized that it was close to dinner time, he said goodbye to Huck, but they made arrangements to sneak out that night and meet in the graveyard, where they planned some more adventures. So they were going to sneak out of their house and go to a graveyard. Have you guys ever done that? I haven't. I cannot, Jesus, you keep asking if I've seen the movie It. I do not do scary things. So I would never go to a graveyard in the middle of a night, in the middle of the night. At 9:30 that night, Tom and Sid went to bed as usual. Tom waited for what seemed like eternity, so forever, for Huck's signal that the coast was clear so that it was safe to come out. Finally, Tom heard the meow. That meant Huck was waiting down by the woodshed. Tom opened the window, slipped out, and joined his friend. Huck was waiting with his dead cat. He's holding a dead cat, you guys. For they planned to swing it over a grave to see if this method would cure warts. So I hope you looked up what warts were last time that it was mentioned. So they have a dead cat. We'll pretend this is the dead cat. And then you have the graveyard or a grave, right? And they're going to swing the dead cat over a grave to see if it will cure or heal or make better the warts that they have. They're children. Remember that. Okay? Now, I am going to put on some creepy music because we're about to go into a graveyard. So hold on, let me do this.